Good morning. I'm posting my weekly update. Um, from the last post, stopping the Lyme treatment was definitely a good move. I'm starting to feel a lot better, and I'm finding that I am able to talk more easily and find my words. And I'm still dropping thoughts, but it's not as bad as it was. And overall, I feel less toxic, although I still have a very long way to go. I'm still working on detox. I will be adding coffee enemas to my detox protocol. I just have to order some of the mold-free coffee. I think I'm going to go with Purity. I have never tried them before, but I've read good things on Reddit, so give that a shot. So I have here a few things I need to update on. I've noticed that my Lyme symptoms tend to increase with stress or lack of sleep. It seems like every time I go down on my amitriptyline, I kind of have a little flare of symptoms, and it's a typical Lyme symptom stuff. But then this is maybe the second or third time this has happened. I've started to get like a tremor like this in my right hand, and it's always when I'm falling asleep or trying to fall asleep, and I'm not sure what that's about. Does scare me. I lost my dad to Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, which I'm pretty sure was actually neuro Lyme, like what I have. All the symptoms line up, and just knowing him as well as I have or did. Um, I do seem to have, again, when the symptoms flare, I have some pretty crazy visuals. Like sometimes it looks like the world kind of looks like an overexposed photograph. It's really strange. And then I'll shut my eyes or blink and I could still kind of see it burned in. Like if I look at something light, like a candle or light bulb, that'll be burned into my vision for a while. I'm not sure. I'm assuming that'll just get better with treatment. Um, and I definitely had a flare yesterday. I went to my doctor of babesia symptoms. I had like kind of a stuffy head and my ears were popping. We were just driving. It's not like, I mean, I know we're close to the mountains here, but it, we weren't going up the hill or anything. Eric had no problem. And let's see, the past few weeks, I've been working on resetting my circadian rhythm. So like right now I'm out here, it's sunrise, I'm watching the sun rise. And then I also watch the sunset out back. And that's actually finally starting to work. I am getting solid sleep. And I mean, I go to bed at 9 and I wake up at 5. Like, and I don't wake up in the middle of the night anymore. Like it's solid. It's once my head hits the pillow, fall asleep, I am out until the next morning. It's a good feeling. I haven't had sleep like that in I don't even know how long. And to be honest with you, I've struggled with sleep my entire life, like falling asleep. Um, I started doing some Tai Chi. I feel like I need to start moving. I have been doing some Lyme yoga, which has been really gentle Lyme yoga stuff. And I really do feel better. But it's interesting. I've noticed with the Tai Chi that like the left hand part of my body is less coordinated than the right. And what's interesting about that is when the damage to my brainstem, it knocked out like feeling all through the left hand side of my body, down my left leg. And the only way I could think to describe the way that feels is when you meditate and you close your eyes, and you do that kind of body scan in your head. I couldn't do that. Like I could not, like I couldn't feel it. Um, I would have to be able to do that, I would have to remember what it felt like to weight train and when those muscle groups were sore. That's the only way I knew, but I still couldn't feel anything. But, it's the only way that I could figure out a way to work through that process. Um, I can handle caffeine. So I am out here drinking matcha tea and I am quite happy with that. It's green tea is kind of a comfort thing for me. So to have that back in my life, it gives me kind of uh, I don't know, just familiar feeling. it's great. I love it. I also, watching these videos, I watched my first video, and of course I watch them before I post them, and it's amazing to me. Like, I can see how sick I am. Like, I can see it. I can see it in the way that I talk. I can see it on my face. I can, just everything. I'm kind of, my mind is kind of blown that I have seen so many doctors, and they've seen me like this, and they've said, "Oh, you're good." It's like, what the fuck? No, I'm not. You know, it's just, it's really frustrating. And it's interesting because I did have somebody warn me one time. They said, you need to find a doctor who will actually spend some time with you. And I didn't know what they were talking about. I'm like, I was so out of it, so sick. I'm like, what the fuck is this person talking about? I get plenty of time with my doctor, but that's not true. Because if I did, they would have seen this, and they would have realized that I am not even close to being 100% yet. I noticed too, on especially my first video, that like my face wasn't moving. It seemed kind of frozen and locked. So I've started doing some like fascia release massage on my face, and it's amazing how stiff those muscles are. And after you do it, it's like it gets sore like I was at the gym. So, but it feels good to have my face kind of move a little bit more. So I'm not. So I don't know what is triggering this, but I am having symptoms of POTS. Last week, a couple days last week, especially in the morning, I'd stand up and I'd start getting really kind of dizzy and not feeling right, like I was going to faint. So I am going to get an Apple Watch and start monitoring my vitals. So then I have like some data to take to my cardiologist, because man, I have such a hard time communicating, especially with doctors. It's been past 20 years have been not great. I have not had good luck with finding physicians that either know what they're doing or are compassionate. So it helps to have data. I went to the doctor yesterday, and I talked to him about getting on semiglutide, and she's good with writing it. So she said to, I just tried to fix my glasses. She said to check with my insurance company to see if they cover it, and they do not cover semiglutide for weight loss. I have to have diabetes. So the other option is that I go to like a weight loss clinic or something like that, and then they write a prescription and I can get it compounded. I checked on the price of that, and it's like $250 per month, which beats the hell out of $1,800. And by the way, this whole thing is a huge racket. Like to get around the FDA, apparently these weight loss clinics are having it compounded with B12. So I just, I've been dealing with this kind of stuff, being able to find the right hormones and drugs that I need, especially with how weird my case is and how many different hormones I'm on. And it is disgusting the way that this whole system works. Nobody gives a shit about people. It's not about people. It's about money. And it's like when I was looking into human growth hormone, the cost of that shit is just it's insane. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do there, but in the meantime, I have heard of this probiotic that I haven't tried before. It's lactobacillus plantarum, I believe it's pronounced. It's supposed to help with energy, weight loss, also retaining muscle mass, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to continue fasting, which is, by the way, going really well, and see what that probiotic will do for me. And I'll start, tracking my weight, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll report progress on with that probiotic on here, because honestly, the side effects of semaglutide were not, doesn't sound fun. I know it's like not common that really bad side effects will happen, but they do happen. And also, I don't know how they're cycling semaglutide, but I almost 100% can guarantee they are not doing it properly, meaning that they're probably telling people to take it for an entire year without a break or something like that. And there's no way in hell I'm going to do that. I'm going to do, if I do semaglutide, I'm going to do 12-week cycles and have like a month or two break in between those cycles. You can't take peptides like that. It doesn't, no. So also went over my illness timeline of when things started getting really bad for me. And it was my mold exposure. So I think it's time for me to learn more about mold and the Shoemaker protocol and try to do another detox. This will be my third mold detox. The last doctor I had that attempted it didn't know anything about mold. Yeah. So I think I need to detox again, and then maybe my thyroid will come back on. I hope. I hope that's what happens. So yeah, I think that's it for this update. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Have a good day. I forgot to add that I am working on a video explaining how I got to this point, kind of like my timeline. It's something I've been working on since I started peptide therapy back in 2000 or 2021, trying to figure out how my life got to this point. Um, it'll go all the way from my car accident to now. Uh, I've got illustrations showing like where I lost feeling and the damage to my spine. And it's been a project I've been working on for a really long time. I just think it's probably time now to start piecing that together. So I will hopefully have that done soon.